Thursday morning, I'm Melissa Masiha.
I'm Jared Aaron. Thanks so much for joining us. Overnight, fire crews called in extra air support to try and fight the Thorn Fire in the Boulevard Campo area. This fire is forcing families to evacuate this morning.
Yeah, fast-moving wildfire so far. This has burned 1,200 acres. Right now, it is 10% contained, so we got an update there. Heat wave is not making this battle easy. I want to show you the graphic here. A lot of San Diego counties under some type of warning, an extreme heat warning away from our coastline. For firefighters in full gear, of course, this can be uncomfortable and dangerous.
It makes the fighting even more difficult. ABC 10 News reporter Adam Campo joins us live this morning from the Golden Acorn Casino in Campo. That's the evacuation center because, Adam, this fire is still burning very close to homes right now.
Yeah, good morning, Jared and Mel. Exactly as you mentioned, the fire is still very active, only just 10% contained at this point. That's the latest that we're getting from CalFire, and we are actually getting ready to speak with CalFire right now with this newest update to talk more about where the efforts really stand and how they're going to plan to fight this fire after all of the efforts overnight. So it's good news that they are making some of that containment here at 10% right now. Before these families, especially as quick as this fire has been moving with it exploding from, 750 acres to then 1,200 acres. That's a quick turnaround for them, and now they're here at the Golden Acorn Casino getting help from the American Red Cross. And with this fire, they've been using helicopters to knock down hotspots while crews are on the ground trying to stop the fire from spreading any further, and they're really hoping to make that progress as they have so far while it's cool, and it is still cool right now, but some gusty winds made that a little challenging. And as hot as we know as it gets out here in the desert areas, that progress overnight will be a big factor for how they plan to fight this heat, and even as they continue this fire right now. So with fires threatening the structures, including homes, people are forced to evacuate. People are emotional at that point, and right now we want to turn to speak with the CalFire Captain Oscar Sotelo. He's with us. We are joining in with our fellow TV stations to give us this update now. So Oscar, if you'd like to go ahead and give us this latest update.
Yeah, so as you guys said, the fire did increase to 1,201 acres. That was due to we had an intelligence flight with some very sensitive infrared cameras that kind of gave us a more detailed acreage. But we were successful in increasing that containment to 10% as of this morning. Crews will be out there today to just solidify that just a little bit more. We did have some night flying helicopters last night that made some night drops, just helping us contain some of those hot spots. But due to the temperatures going down overnight, really allowed us to take advantage of that and increase that containment.
Tell us about what the conditions are looking like going into today. Obviously cooler overnight. Are we expecting to see heat, wind that are going to impact the fight today?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're out here in East County, San Diego, where the temperatures are going to rise up in the peak of the day. With that, it does increase the vulnerability of a flare-up due to the increase of the heat and the winds coming over around midday to mid-afternoon. That is something that we're being cognizant about, but we're hoping that with the amount of crews that we have out here today that we could put a stop to that.
What has been the most difficult part about this fire in trying to contain it, especially seeing it explode overnight?
So just one of the advantages that we had is having those night flying helicopters. That really enables us to get to those hard to reach locations that we might not be able to get a hand crew out there to put the fire out. That's one of the biggest advantages. The temperatures going down really enables the crews to kind of freshen up and go out there and put some hose and fire line on the ground to increase that containment. What we look forward to today is just to increase that. We are happy to report that the forward rate of spread has been stopped as of this morning. So the biggest thing to do today is control and mop up those hot spots.
And as far as the start and origin of this fire, I know CalFire yesterday telling us that it may have started at a mobile home or trailer that has since been damaged. Talk to us about the origin of it, and also if any other homes have been damaged in this.
Yeah, so we had multiple reports to our incident command center regarding that there was a trailer or a home on fire that extended into the vegetation. So that was the cause of the vegetation fire, but we're still trying to determine the actual root cause of what caused that structure to burn. As of Right now, there are no more homes being threatened by the fire, but we will have today some damage inspectors to go out there to really determine the magnitude if there was any damage or destroyed structures.
Is there any expectation of when people may be able to go back to their homes with the evacuation warnings and evacuation, the mandatory evacuation still in place? Any update possibly on that?
We haven't gotten an update. What we really want to do is make sure that the area is safe for the people to go back. So that might take some time, making sure that all the hot spots near their homes are out. We'd hate for somebody to go out there and get hurt. And we also want to make sure that the power is restored to the area. That way we're not sending them back home to somewhere where they don't have power. So that we'll work with SDG&E to make sure that those homes have the significant power and the area is safe before they go home.
Oscar, thank you so much for joining both of us for this. So, as you just heard, very good update with this overnight fight. Forward progress has stopped. There are no more structures that are threatened at this point. So it's really going to be about making sure that they continue to build on that containment line to make sure that no more forward progress does continue. Even though it is stopped at this point, we know how fast things can change with any sort of wildfire or like this. So we'll continue to keep you updated as they continue to give us more information about their efforts. So for now, live in Campo, Adam Campos, ABC 10 News.